Let's talk about Gil. Who is Gil?
Gil is a broken man. Gil has been caught having the world's worst affair. So I play a guy who owns a very successful small business, married, has a 9-year-old daughter, and cheats on his wife and gets caught. And until he gets caught, he doesn't realize what he's doing. And it's this awful, he loses his wife, or they're separated when we start the series. And I over the course of the series, you slowly get to see him build into just a guy who really wants his wife back. He's really good to his daughter, really loves his buddies, and we'll see how that plays out. We've only shot 5 episodes so far, so I'm curious to see what happens.
So how was it working with the buddies?
I'm sorry?
How was it working with the men?
Oh, it's great. It's we show up to work every day and basically have scenes out by a pool. We're playing guys who...
It's terrible.
Awful. We're playing guys who have a really debaucherous sense of humor, but it's because they're vulnerable guys. They move into this short-term furnished housing complex and find each other. They're the only ones they have in the worst, lowest point in their lives, and they find the silver lining, and they kind of get through it with each other. And they give each other a hard time, but they're still there at the end of the day. And I haven't really had a chance to play a character like this before, right? I've loved playing Kumar in the Harold and Kumar movies. He's way more irresponsible than Gil. So playing a guy who is still fun and funny, but has a 9-year-old daughter and is balancing his care for his child with these buddies of his is super fun. And I'm curious to see how the writers, channel those relationships.
So in the episodes you've shot so far, is there a scene or a storyline or a moment that stands out to you right now?
Yeah, so far it's this super awkward scene in the pilot where you actually see Gil getting caught having the world's worst affair. It's awkward because you're there in the bed with him. And I can't really describe. I've done plenty already.
Oh, I saw the pilot.
You saw the pilot. This is a PG version of what you might see in a movie like Harold and Kumar. And to me, less is more. The fact that you don't see everything means that you feel the same awkwardness and pit in your stomach as Gil does. And it was a lot of fun to play, frankly.
My final question for you is the title is just so evocative. Some people feel like saying, "We are men," or so you can say, "We're men."
Yeah.
What's your version?
It's all of those. And I'm not kidding you. We've gone through this before where we think, is it declarative? Is it we are men? Is it a question? We are men? These are vulnerable men. A lot of our women who have seen some of the test screenings, this feedback that we've gotten was, we love this because it's about vulnerable guys. You never get to get that insight into how broken men are in different parts of their lives and how they bounce back. Dudes just don't share that outside of your core group of friends, right? So I think all of that plays into, is it a question? Is it a declarative? Are there pauses there? I think each episode is a different version of what the title would sound like.